Hello, and welcome back to another episode of County Perspective. In this show, we focus on Frederick County government, local programs and events, and a community that you live in. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa, and thank you all for joining us. There's been a lot of good news at Frederick County government over the past few weeks, so without further ado, let's kick off the start of the show with our top news stories. Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner announced a total of $1 million in awards to 27 local nonprofit human service organizations through the county's Community Partnership Grant Program. These partners stepped up to help people in need during the pandemic, and they continue to play an important role in recovery. Grants will provide food to children and seniors, crisis services for residents facing addiction, home repairs for veterans and seniors with low income, emergency shelter for victims of domestic violence, and many other services.
We are really blessed in our community to have so many amazing organizations devoted to helping people through these tough spots and assisting others to reach their full potential. All of our human service nonprofit agencies are focused on making life better for people, and I really like to say that's what county government's all about, is making life better for people. It's a pretty simple, pretty clear mission.
Executive Gardner launched a Community Partnership Grants Program 7 years ago to restore the county's long-standing partnership with human service nonprofit agencies. The program leverages county resources, avoids duplication of effort, and establishes a strong functional collaboration to meet the human service needs in the community. A list of the grantees is available online at frederickcountymd.gov/CPG Awards FY23. Residents who live on the west side of the city of Frederick and Ballinger Creek were invited to a community meeting to discuss plans for a new library branch. Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner, County Council President MC Keegan Ayer, and Frederick County Public Libraries Director James Kelly hosted the event on Monday, May 2nd in the cafeteria of Butterfly Ridge Elementary School.
We are here because I went to the county executive and I said, can you please come to the community? Can you come and explain to them what a branch library is and is not? Explain to them what kind of programs we run through our branch libraries, and explain to them how the process works for the county to start from square one to the day you open the library for the community.
Residents shared their thoughts with Frederick County officials during the town hall meeting about the county's plan to build a library branch in the West Frederick area. The county executive pointed out that by locating the library on county-owned property on Himes Avenue, the branch will be able to open at least 5 years earlier than originally anticipated. This site includes sustainable on-site parking, and a free bus service would bring residents to the Himes Avenue location in addition to existing transit services in the area. A second possible site, which was offered by the city of Frederick, is located on Contender Way near Butterfly Ridge, is much smaller and could not be designed and built for many years. For more information on Frederick County's plan for the new library branch, visit frederickcountymd.gov/biblioteca. On April 21st, the Frederick County Sheriff's Office conducted the 2021 Annual Awards Ceremony, recognizing over 40 deputies, correctional officers, and civilians for outstanding performance, life-saving, unit citation, valor, and leadership.
I believe our employees enjoy to have their work recognized. They don't ask for it, so this is a surprise to them that they've been selected. They go through their year working hard, encountering different situations, but their supervisors do recognize their work, and that leads to these type of awards.
In other ceremony news, Frederick County Division of Fire and Rescue held a promotional ceremony and public safety awards on April 26. This ceremony celebrates the well-earned promotions and recognizes multiple members with public safety awards.
You know, I love to see people promote up through. You know, it just shows their commitment to the department, to the citizens. But it just acknowledges the hard work that they do. And, you know, we got some very, very good and talented, firefighters in this county.
Congratulations to the members of both Frederick County Divisions of Fire and Rescue Services and the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. Destination Frederick County is a new feature of County Perspective, where we team up with Visit Frederick to highlight things to do and see around our community. Last time we explored how local breweries come up with their names for their beers. On this episode of Destination Frederick County, We visit some escape rooms to find out how their creators come up with their escape room challenges.
Intel has recently uncovered 3 locations of interest in Frederick County, Maryland. Surveillance has detected many civilians infiltrating the rooms on these premises, but not all have escaped successfully. The mission is to gain intelligence about how these rooms are created and the masterminds behind these escape rooms. Good luck and stay safe.
All right, come on, let's go. Get in there, go, 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 go. What kind of hustle is that? Let's move it. Good luck, partners.
When it comes to making an escape room, it's all about storytelling. So what you start with is by imagining what would it be like if you were really at this fantasy place. If you were really on a pirate ship, or you were really in a saloon, what would it feel like? What would you be able to touch and see and smell and hear? And from there you begin to create a world where these puzzles live, where the story will come to life with the players as the main characters. When you walk through one of these doors, if we've done our job right, you're no longer in Maryland. You are in a Wild West saloon in the 1800s. You are in the era where dinosaurs walked the earth. So you come in, costume characters emerge, they will guide you along your way, but ultimately the ending of the narrative and the way the story goes is up to you and how clever you are. We come up with all of our own puzzles and riddles here in-house. It's one of the things that makes us unique. For the past 7 years, we've been building our own games. So when it comes to creating these things, we start with that creative process. We think of, what would this world be like? What would you experience if you were there? And how do you gamify that? You figure out what would make sense in the telling of the story for you to be interacting with. And then all of a sudden, because you can imagine the space in your head, you can start to bring it to life for players to enjoy.
So myself, I've played just under 300 escape rooms in my life actually now. And I run this business with my fiance, Lisa. She's played probably close to 250 herself. So we are absolute escape room enthusiasts. We truly love playing them. Everywhere you go, there's something different. Most all escape rooms are owned, kind of small owner-operator places, which means you get sort of a cool, new, unique experience. We worked with someone really early on when we first started who had a career in theme park automation. We work with them to learn how to incorporate all the technical sides of it to sort of piece it all together. So each of our games actually has a very complex logic sort of brain to it that every single item in this room is wired to. All the lights, all the sound effects, all the different electronic locks and things. And we use that as a way so we can really control every little thing that happens. And we can sort of layer all these different interactive elements together through the use of this sort of technology that's all behind the scenes. You know, you don't see any of it. You don't need to know how to use computers or anything, obviously, but it all is just sort of that kind of behind the scenes magic that happens to tie it all together. We spend a lot of time on testing games, on bringing people through to get feedback. Once we think they're ready enough to open, we still continue to collect data on how well people are doing with each individual puzzle, how long different tasks and things in the game are taking, and we constantly sort of look at this data to refine the game, to update it, to make sure that they are always operating in sort of an optimal way. Because the thing we care about the most is that people are having fun. You know, we build this for people to come experience it and have a good time. We're not trying to trick anyone or fool anyone or make you feel stupid or anything like that. It's just to sort of take you on this kind of fun journey.
A lot of people believe that what makes an escape room fun is that you come into this space and you escape from a bunch of locks and keys. But that's not true. What makes escape rooms magical is that here you get to escape from the world. And for 1 hour, you're surrounded by the people you care about most, and you can leave the stresses and fears of the world behind. And that is why storytelling still matters.
Okay, it's time for a short break, but don't change the channel because we have more coming up on County Perspective. Welcome back to County Perspective. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa. In just a moment, we'll watch the newest episode of Made in Frederick County, but before we head over to Saputo, we need to see what four-legged friend is looking for a forever home in this episode's Pet of the Week.
Boo Boo is the only kitten currently on FCAC's adoption floor, and astonishingly, he has been overlooked for the past few weeks. While Boo Boo is a bit reserved at first, quickly he becomes as affectionate and playful as any other kitten. He enjoys catnaps in his hammock and pouncing on his toys. Recently, he's been all about affection and instantly begins purring. Now that he is a little more confident, Boo Boo has been accepting of being held for cuddle sessions. He previously lived with several litter mates, so he should acclimate well into a multi-cat household. To learn more about Boo Boo and our adoption process, call Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center at 301-600-1546.
Have you ever seen one of these creamer capsules? Have you ever been at a diner and seen some of these on your table? Well, it's a good chance that this capsule full of creamer was made right here in Frederick County, at Saputo. Watch this episode of Made in Frederick County to find out more.
This is Made in Frederick County, Maryland. Welcome to Saputo, and what we do here is make coffee creamers. Chances are, if you've ever seen any of these creamers, they were produced here in Frederick, Maryland. We make a total of 13 different flavors of coffee creamers. We start with the dry ingredients, which comes in our receiving room. After it leaves our receiving room, our scheduler makes out a schedule for what product we will be needing for the week. In that, we will take the schedule, we'll go down to the mix plant, have the mix plant operators blend the product. After the product is blended, it is sent to our processors where our processors process the product so we can put it into our coffee creamer cups. We have a specialized machine that takes raw material, which would be plastic, and form cups.
When the batch run in the full capacity, it run 100,000 cups an hour. There's two material we put on in order to put the product in the cup. There's a lead foil on top, and there's a base web. Okay, so the base web run at the same time as the lead foil. See, the base web is the materials that go down and form in the cup, and the lead foil cover the cup, and then keep going. It go to the heaters, all the stuff. It gets sealed, and when it gets to a die cut, it got cut to a nice cup, and we send that to the QA.
When we come here, we weigh the scale, make sure they're okay, fill it out our paperwork, and what I do is I basically make sure the cups we run, they're okay. No bad registration, no leaking, nothing, so we want to get our perfect product,
We taste on here our product, coffee creamer, from mix plant to finished product. So each and every step we do different kind of taste, and we make sure our product is reliable for customer.
And from there, it goes to our robot area where it is palletized and put on another truck that sends it down to our storage warehouse until we send it out to our customer.
After they go to the boxes, or the box go to the robot. And before go to the robot, make sure all the tape, everything good before the robot pick up, put on the pallet. I love my robot. I said my robot is my boyfriend.
I've been at Saputo for 32 years.
I've been here for 3 years.
I'm working on here from 13 years, and I starting from QA, quality assurance. Then I moved to robot operator. Then I moved to batch operator, and then I came on in lab. 5 years I'm working on lab.
I started as a temp. I worked my way up, and during that time, Saputo has always been there to support me and my family. I managed to put 2 kids in college. I built my home, and also have made a great life for my kids to grow up in Frederick County.
So I've been working a lot because my older son is in college, so it helped me a lot to pay for my son's education. So
Now I feel like it's like my second home, and I want everything run good and check all the product good before we send to the market.
Diversity is a good thing because as you can hear me, I have an accent. And when you're on the floor, You can see how people have a different accent. As I tell you that we came from a different area, and we have different way to work, and you can learn from the coworker.
It's like Frederick's little secret. A lot of people don't know what we do here because we're located on the, I want to say, the outer side of town near the creek. And when people see the building, they just see this nice looking building, but they don't know what we actually do here. But when they smell the aroma of the coffee creamers that we make, it gives them a good idea that we are a manufacturing plant.
Sometimes it's funny when you go to the store and I go and I look at the cup and I go what machine it is. So I say, oh, this is, I want this machine. You know, it is. So this B2, oh, this is me. I said, I make this product. So that made me feel proud because I made the product. I take care of that, yes. I made this.
So now I'm okay and I like my job so much and I love Saputo.
I would like to thank you again for visiting our plant in Frederick, Maryland. And just remember, this coffee creamer that you love, we made it right here in Frederick County.
Now that spring is here, Frederick County government divisions and departments are hosting a variety of events to keep you and your family active. Let's see what's on the calendar for the coming weeks. If you'd like to find out more information about virtual events and programs and activities that are going on in the county, visit frederickcountymd.gov. Now, before we end the show, I want to tell you about some news happening during the month of May. County Executive Jan Gardner held a proclamation ceremony to recognize May as Older Americans Month. Did you know that 1 in 5 Frederick County residents is 60 or older? Older Americans Month is a month-long observance dedicated to celebrating older Americans and their contributions and raising awareness about issues related to age and aging. If you'd like to watch the proclamation ceremony about Older Americans Month, you can watch it on Channel 19, HD Channel 1085, and Frederick County Government's YouTube channel. I don't know about you all, but May is my favorite month of the year. It's not too cold and it's not too hot. All the flowers have blossomed and it is absolutely beautiful outside, and that makes it a great time to start riding your bicycle. Speaking of which, May 20th is Bike to Work Day 2022. The metropolitan Washington region, including Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Virginia, will have nearly 100 pit stops for you to visit on your bicycle morning commute. If you live and work in the city of Frederick, be sure to hit your local pit stops. Frederick's pit stop will be held at the Transit Center from 6 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. with refreshments from Dublin Roasters, Krispy Kreme, and Common Market. A ceremonial ride through downtown Frederick will be held as well, starting at Alumni Hall at Hood College at 6:30 a.m. For more information, visit biketoworkmetrodc.org. Well, that's the end of this episode of County Perspective. Before the show is over, don't forget to follow Frederick County on social media in order to keep up to date on important news and events. We'll see you next time for a fresh look from a county perspective.